All right, anime fans, today we're diving into 10 insane shows where the MC completely outclasses the so-called hero. We're talking broken stats, ridiculous skills, and villains crying in the corner. These guys aren't just strong, they're untouchable. Kicking off with number 10, Failure Frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells. This one's a straight-up masterclass in don't underestimate the underdog. Our MC, Tuka Memori, starts off labeled as the weakest link, a classic failure frame. Everyone else is flexing, showing off, thinking they're hot stuff, and he's just sitting there like, cool, keep talking. Then he activates his low-level spells, and suddenly the entire system bends to him. The best part? It's satisfying watching everyone who laughed get utterly roasted by someone they called a loser. The animation nails the epicness too. Every fight scene makes you feel that sheer dominance. If you love seeing someone quietly plotting while casually making heroes look like toddlers throwing a tantrum, this is your jam. Plus, the world building actually supports his insane power instead of hand-waving it like some lazy anime. Sliding to number 9, my status as an assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. This one's got swagger written all over it. Akira Oda isn't your typical shiny hero summoned to save the world type. He's the assassin who literally outclasses everyone else, including the hero. Watching him waltz through the chaos while the actual hero flounders is peak entertainment. The skill ceiling here is just absurd. He doesn't just beat enemies, he makes them question their career choices. What's hilarious is how over the top some hero tropes get roasted without even trying. Like those epic speeches before dying. Akira just silently kills 3 of them and goes home for dinner. The pacing is solid, fights are creative, and you get a real sense of, I'm the real MVP, without it feeling arrogant. This is perfect for anyone tired of the same cookie-cutter hero story. Landing on number 8, Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy. Ah yes, Makoto Masumi, the guy who got thrown into a fantasy world because a goddess decided to be, well, petty. He starts as a hero, but quickly shows everyone he's leagues above the standard hero template. From building his empire to turning monsters into allies, this show is basically a checklist of how to make every fantasy trope your servant. And the humor? Gold. Every time the goddess screams or complains, I can't help but laugh. Makoto's deadpan responses are priceless. He literally outsmarts, outpowers, and outmaneuvers everyone. And watching the so-called heroes struggle to keep up is pure catharsis. Tsukimichi nails that sweet spot of absurdity and clever writing that makes you root for a protagonist who isn't afraid to break the system. Looking at number 7, Ugly Mug, Epic Fighter. Now this one's fun because the MC is ugly. Not slightly off ugly, but people look at me and instantly assume I'm trash ugly. Yet he's a combat monster. The juxtaposition here is hilarious. Villains underestimate him. Side characters gasp when he smashes through bosses, and he doesn't even need to flex. It's like watching someone silently demolish expectations while the world argues over his face. Ugly Mug teaches a harsh lesson. Never judge a fighter by appearances. The fight choreography here is surprisingly slick for a show with a niche vibe, and the comedy comes naturally. Every scene where someone doubts him and gets humiliated, chef's kiss. Sliding into number 6, The Strongest Tank's Labyrinth Raids. This one's a weird gem. You expect a tank to be slow, boring, and just absorb hits, right? Wrong. Our MC turns tanking into an art form, literally crushing dungeons while everyone else struggles to survive. Watching him wade through hordes of monsters while the heroes gasp and panic is hilarious. The show balances absurd strength with tactical genius, so you don't just get overpowered punches, you get strategic overpowered punches. The humor hits when party members panic at his slow actions, only for him to casually annihilate everything they feared. It's fun, satisfying, and reminds you that sometimes the tank is the real hero, or anti-hero, depending on how you look at it. Landing on number 5, the Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World. This is basically a power fantasy for anyone who's ever rolled their eyes at heroes getting all the glory. The Iceblade Sorcerer starts as this underdog genius who's both insanely skilled and smarter than everyone else. The villains? Pathetic. The hero? Outclassed. The stakes feel huge, but the MC handles everything with icy precision and zero unnecessary melodrama. I love how the anime actually shows his dominance rather than telling you. And yes, the art direction is beautiful. The ice magic effects alone make your jaw drop. It's like watching someone write a masterclass in competence while everyone else flails around like a bad JRPG party. Looking at number 4, Hero Without a Class. Who even needs skills? Now here's a title that screams chaotic energy. Our MC is summoned without a class, which normally means weak and useless. But nah, he doesn't just survive, he thrives. Every encounter turns into a spectacle of improvisation, clever tactics, and how is this even legal? Power moves. The humor here is absurd. Watching a hero literally stronger than the hero itself flail is just too good. It's chaotic in the best way, and the MC's attitude, cocky, smart, and just a little twisted, keeps you laughing while still being genuinely hyped about the action. This one's basically a lesson in don't count someone out just because they don't fit the mold. Sliding into number 3, Chivalry of a Failed Knight. This is a classic underdog story turned ultimate power fantasy. Ikki Kurogane starts as the failed knight, but slowly proves he's leagues above the supposed elite. Watching him train, fight, and literally stomp the competition is deeply satisfying, especially when arrogant classmates try to act all high and mighty. And the romance subplot? Surprisingly enjoyable, without overshadowing the badassery. The fights are strategic, stylish, and genuinely tense at times. Ikki isn't just strong, he's smart, calculating, and relentless. But trust me, number 3? It'll mess with your head in the best way possible, because it's not just about power, it's about outsmarting everyone who doubted you. Absolute must-watch. Looking at number 2, the Asan Newbie Adventurer. Yes, the middle-aged newbie adventurer. He's hilarious, relatable, and somehow stronger than every flashy hero summoned to the guild. The anime thrives on comedy, but also sneaks in serious moments where he absolutely crushes enemies with brains, brawn, and just plain stubbornness. Watching flashy heroes panic while he casually solves problems is pure entertainment. Plus, the slice-of-life elements make him oddly relatable. You start cheering for him like he's your quirky uncle who somehow beats dragons in his free time. Underrated, hilarious, and extremely satisfying. Sliding into number 1, the wrong way to use healing magic. This is the crown jewel of heroes who get schooled. Our protagonist is a healer, supposed to be support, right? Wrong. He flips the script, uses healing magic to break combat mechanics, and essentially becomes the MVP of every fight. Watching traditional heroes fumble while he casually wrecks the battlefield is comedy and hype gold. The anime plays with the usual healing tropes in such a clever way. You'll be laughing, jaw-dropping, and taking notes on how to abuse your class without mercy. The villains? Perfectly roasted. The MC? Untouchable. Number 1 because it's smart, hilarious, and satisfies the deep fantasy itch of seeing a support completely outclass the flashy hero types. And that's our list of 10 insane anime where the MC is way stronger than the so-called heroes. From underdog assassins to overpowered healers, these shows prove power isn't about titles. It's about skill, brains, and sheer dominance. Drop your favorites in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for M or lists that hit harder than any hero ever could.